Okay class, so now moving on to the next topic, which is modern transport. Modern transport. So now moving on to the next topic, which is modern transport. So now what happened that as the time progressed, our country became more and more advanced in technology and it invented a different kind of transportation which we use nowadays. What kind of transportation we use nowadays? We use roads, railways, waterways and airways. We use roads, railways, waterways and airways. So with the development of our country, we built roads across throughout the country, and we also built a dense network of railway system. And what happened? We started to use different waterways like ships and boats. Okay class, so what happened with the development of our country? We started to use different modern means of transportation. What are these? These are roads, railways, waterways and airways. So let us study about the benefits and the disadvantages of the modern means of transportation. That is, let us study about the pros and cons of the modern means of transportation. So, the first one is pros. First, let me write down the modern means of transportation. What are these? Roads, railways, waterways, and airways. And now the pros. What are the pros of the modern means of transportation? It is given here that it is efficient, fast, powerful, it saves time and energy. It is efficient. Efficient means without wastage. When something is efficient, what does it mean? When something is efficient, that it can accomplish the task or it can finish the task and complete the task without the wastage of much of the resources. So, the modern means of transportation is efficient. It is also fast and powerful. Fast and powerful. Okay. It is also fast and powerful. And it saves your time and energy. It saves time and energy. Okay. So the next one is it gives opportunity for people to participate in social, economic and recreational activities. So what happened that with the development of modern means of transportation, people started to participate. That is, they started to interact with each other socially, and they also started to conduct various economic activities because they could now travel the borders. They could now cross, across the regions. They could travel from one region to another. So they started to do different types of economic activities and the recreational activities. What are recreational activities? These are such activities which are done for entertainment purposes, like your sports, like music and dance and all types of programs. So these are all recreational activities. So the next pro is opportunity. Opportunity for social, economic and recreational. And recreational activities. Okay. So these two are the pros of modern transport. Now let us study about the different cons of modern transportation. What are the cons of modern transportation? con of the modern transportation is that it causes pollution. So although the modern means of transportation made our life so much easier, what happened that it also caused pollution. There are different types of pollution, whether it be air pollution, water pollution, and noise pollution, and these type of pollution cause great deal of damage to the environment. And this type of pollution caused great deal of damage to the environment. There are different types of pollution such as air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, right? There is also land pollution. Okay, so these are the different types of pollution. What happened with the development of the transportation system? We started to pollute our environment. Okay class, so now the next topic is roadways. Roadways are the easiest and most common means of transport. These are the easiest and most common. Easiest and most common means of transportation. It is easiest because you can easily travel through the roadways. That is, you can easily drive a bicycle, you can easily drive a motor vehicle, and you can also drive different vehicles like cars and trucks easily through the roads and travel from one region to another. That's why it is the easiest. It does not require much of the efforts, and it is also the most common type of transportation. It is also the most common type of transportation which is found in almost all the regions of the world. Okay, so now roadways is used for short distances. It is used for short distances, like if you have to travel a distance of 1 kilometer or a few meters, or maybe 5 kilometer, 25 kilometer, you can use roadways. You can travel through the roads. Then roadways are the integral part of infrastructure of an area. Roadways are the integral part of the infrastructure of the area. Integral part of infrastructure. Of an area. What does the word infrastructure means? What does the word infrastructure means? Infrastructure means a system, facility, structure that helps in the functioning of a country, a firm, a company, etc. So, what is infrastructure? It is a system, facility or structure which helps in the functioning of any kind of organization. Whether it be a country or whether it be some kind of company, it helps in the functioning of the different types of organization. Okay class, so now the roads can be constructed on any kind of landscape, whether it be a forest or whether it be a desert or whether it be a mountain. You can build a road anywhere. You can make the path of a road through the forest, that is, they can traverse through the forest. What does the word traverse means? It means travel across. So the roads can travel across the forest and deserts. They can even spiral up the mountains. That is, you can construct the roads across forest, and you can also construct roads around the mountains. Hardungla in Leh is the highest motorable road in the world. Where is Leh? Leh is in Ladakh. Okay, so in Leh Ladakh there is Hardungla, which is the highest motorable road in the world. Okay class, the next point is, depending on the terrain and level of development of an area, the roads may be metalled, pakka or unmetalled, kacha. What does the word terrain mean? The word terrain means areas of land based on physical features. It means the area of land based on physical features. An area of land can be rough, and an area of land can also be very smooth like a plain. It can be rough like a mountain. It can also be, like a desert. It can also have different kind of soils. So the texture of the land is different in different regions of the world. So what does terrain means? The word terrain means area of land based on the physical features of the land. So when you have to build a road in a area, what you will see that what type of terrain is there, okay, and the level of development in that region also determines the kind of road that is to be built in that region, okay. So what is the purpose of building a pakka road, like a metallic road that you can see in your own city? What is the purpose of building that type of road in a region where people do not even have any motor vehicle, right? They do not even have any four-wheelers, or they do not have any two-wheelers. Then what is the purpose of building such kind of road? Then what type of road should be built over there? There should be built a kacha road. What is the difference between a pakka road and a kacha road? The difference between a pakka and kacha road is that the metal road is made up of cement, concrete and coal tar. The metal road or the pakka road is made up of cement, concrete and coal tar. And the unmetallic or the unmetalled kacha road is made of soil. And in most of our villages, what we see is that we see unmetalled roads, that is we see kacha roads made up of soil. Do you know that the longest road in the world that can be travelled on a motor vehicle is the Pan American Highway? And where is the Pan American Highway? It is in the country of Brazil. It connects Alaska to Brasilia. Alaska is in USA and Brasilia is in Brazil. So this highway connects the country of USA to the country of Brazil. It connects the city of Alaska to the city of Brasilia. It runs from north to west. Okay class, so in India there is a point which is called Leh Ladakh, and in Leh Ladakh what do we have? We have the highest motorable road in the world. In Leh, what do we have? Khardungla. Khardungla is the highest motorable road in the world. I have written this point here. Khardungla in Leh is the highest motorable road in the world. Depending on the terrain and level of development of an area, the roads may be metalled, pakka or unmetalled, kacha. Metallic or pakka road is made up of concrete, cement and coal tar. And what type of material is used in the making of unmetalled road? An unmetalled or kacha road has soil as the main raw material, right? So unmetalled or kacha road uses soil. Okay class, so now in our country roads are divided into national highways, state highways, district roads and border roads. There are 4 categories of roads in our country. The different categories of road in our country are, so these are the 4 different types of roads which are there in our country. The different types of roads which are there in our country are national highways, state highways, district roads and border roads. Okay, so class, now the latest development in our road network is the construction of Golden Quadrilateral. The latest development in our road network is the construction of Golden Quadrilateral. And what is Golden Quadrilateral? It is a 6-lane super express highway linking the major cities Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai and Mumbai. The first one is the national highways, the second one is the state highways, the third one is the district roads and the fourth one is the border roads. The national highways are very broad type of highways and a lot of traffic travels through those highways, and the state highways are a little bit less wider than national highways, and the national highways connect major cities of our country across India, like connecting Mumbai to Chennai, Delhi and Kolkata. So this is an example of national highway. And state highways are those highways which run from one state to another, like UP to West Bengal or West Bengal to Delhi. These are some of the examples of state highways. Then there are district roads which you can see in your everyday life, like you can see a road running from one region inside the city to another region inside the city. Then there are border roads. What are border roads? The border roads are the roads and these border roads are present in the border areas, and these are of strategic importance to the army. They are used by the army, and these are of strategic importance. The border roads run through difficult terrains in border areas. These are strategic importance to army. Okay, these have strategic importance to the army. Then we have the densest network of roads in USA. We have the densest network of road in USA. Okay, we have the densest network of road in USA, which run through difficult terrain in border areas. Okay, so what is the border roads? The border roads are those roads which run in difficult terrain. It can be a desert, or it can be a forest area, or it can also be a mountainous areas. Okay, so a difficult terrain is a desert, a mountain area, or a forest area. Let us discuss some of the important roadways. Okay, the first one is Golden Quadrilateral. It is the latest development in the roadways in our country. It has 6 lanes. You know what are lanes? Like in the roads that you see in your daily life are like this. They have 2 lanes. From here you can go, and then here you can come. But in a 6 lane expressway, what happens that there are 6 lanes like this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. This is a highway from here to here. This is a 6 lane highway. This is the type of highway that we have in Golden Quadrilateral. Okay, it is the latest development in the roadways in our country. Then it runs from Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai and Mumbai. It runs in the metropolitan cities of our country, which are Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai and Mumbai. Then we have the North-South corridor. The North-South corridor runs from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. You know, it runs from the north. It runs from the north to the south in Kanyakumari. Okay. Then we have East-West corridor. East-West corridor connects Silchar to Porbandar. It connects Silchar to Porbandar. Okay. So these are some of the important examples of roadways in our country. You know, Kanyakumari is the southernmost tip of India. Kanyakumari is the southernmost tip of India, and it is in south, and Kashmir is in north. So you can guess how long this railway network must have been. That it is. So you can guess how long this road network must have been. That it runs from the north to south. It connects Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Then we have the east-west corridor, which runs from Silchar to Porbandar, and we have the Golden Quadrilateral, which is a 6-lane super express highway in Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai and Mumbai.